let's say that you only had 10 exercises for the rest of time to build the best body that you could. What are you going to choose?
Yeah,
Talk me through the philosophy.
I've got a roster set up. So when it comes to legs, I think that the idea of a crazy heavy squats or leg press all the time as a quad builder, it just wouldn't be it for me. Because I've had periods of time where I basically did leg extensions exclusively. Usually when I diet, my leg extension volume increases because, I mean, squeezing wise, activation wise, if you slapped electronic pulse indicators, maybe you could get a real readout of how much they're activating. But for me, like if I had to pick a quad movement, I would just kill it on the leg extensions because you can really pump them up, go a little heavier. Like if I had to pick one, that would be it.
Okay.
Then hamstrings I'd be a little torn, but I'd probably pick, I'm very torn, either seated or laying curl, but either way, a hamstring curl.
You've got to pick one. I'm afraid, Sam. You can't.
I guess I'd have to pick I'd have to pick laying. I would have
get a little bit more stretch.
I just like, not even because of that, because you would actually, in a seated position,
if you pull forward,
would your, hips not be more rounded over where your hamstrings tie in? So now they're actually more stretched. Like you feel your hamstring stretch when you bend your torso to touch your toes, not when you're laying down. So like the idea when people talk about there's more stretch on the laying curl, like I don't even see it.
Well, that depends. If you're sat like this, because often there's handles, people press themselves up.
Yeah. So that would be,
you've pushed this off,
as
opposed to pulling yourself in. So I guess it depends how you position yourself.
So I guess, but right now I'm on a kick of laying curl.
All right. So quad extension, lying hamstring curl.
And then for back, I'd probably just have to do regular pull downs, but you could also cheat them into a row by leaning back extra far.
All right. Okay. Yeah. That's acceptable because you've just got the one machine.
It's the same handle. It's the same setup.
Okay. All right.
But for me anyway, I need more lats because I want them to be wider. Like the thickness of my back is actually fine. Like I want them to extend out. Like that's what really gives that sort of look illusion.
What do you think about when it comes to lat pull down, hand position, cues? What are you thinking?
Because then you can change it up pretty drastically. Like if I do a lighter set, which is normally toward the end, I can put my hands extra far out and it's a little bit more like, rather than pulling my shoulders up and down, which kind of gets like a lot of my lower lats, like kind of erector, like middle thickness, rather, having wider hands and rotating around my shoulders, that gets me a little more upper lats. Or you could also make it super heavy and do a closer grip and you get a little forearm and bicep just from the nature of that's more of a compound movement of a row, but then you can really load it too.
Okay. So quad extension, lying hamstring curl, lat pull down with a little bit of fuckery on the handle. What's for?
Yeah. For chest, I think I'd have to pick, I'm a little torn, but honestly, if I had to only pick one.
No, you've got 10 in total. So you can,
you get a lot of muscle groups. So you got to at least cover your bases.
Okay.
So I would say there was a time when I would say incline barbell if I was on an incline barbell kick, but it's a little tricky in your shoulders because it's very like directly mounted. Like the only time I ever get my shoulders is usually incline barbell. When I like it, but I wouldn't do it all the time. So that's where I would say dumbbell. But even then, dumbbell is very limited because you can go really heavy and the individual loading and the fact that they can move out the entire way, you'd still squeeze at the top. You can rest a bench with a bar at the top because it's all just going through your bone structure. Not so much with dumbbells. So
you're always adjusting.
Yeah, you're never going to relax on the top of a dumbbell. But what I think I'd have to pick now would actually be a seated cable press. So if you've ever seen seat here, cable here, you pull it in, you kind of like this.
Okay.
Because
that is neutral throughout that.
Pretty neutral, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not allowing
not
yourself.
incline, not decline, like kind of hands up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's a much more versatile set. Because I can do it really heavy, like a conventional press, but I could also go lighter and be much more squeeze emphasized. Because those are like the two bases I basically cover for every body part. If I do a heavy one, I'm going to counter it with a lighter squeezing one. And to do only one, I think you'd be limiting your stimulus. So that puts us at what is it?
That's 4 now. So there's definitely on incline dumbbell press, which I think for every guy is always going to be up there for chest. It feels good on your shoulders. It's always one of the first movements that you do when you get into the gym. You feel like it's building the bit of the chest that you want, which is up here. But if you do a really light set, you just don't feel it the same as you do if you're on cable. So I understand that tension, especially because you're being pulled that way, not that way, right?
So you always have that kind of, widening force, even at the top.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, so there's 4. So extension, curl, pull down, cable, press. Yeah, is that on a little incline, 30 degrees?
Just flattish. Okay. Basically flat loaded.
All right.
Because then you could also put your hands up a little and get more upper chest, put it down a little, get more.
You're being very cheeky here. Okay, number 5.
So 5 and 6 for arms would be, for triceps first, I'd probably have to pick just a easy bar curl push down. So not the V bar. 90 degrees is too much. Straight is also a little too much on your wrists. So a little camber, more like a 120, that's about right. Because I can also do that light and squeezing, or you can really get into it and have some heft.
What are you thinking about with cues for that? Are you more upright? Have you got a little bit of bend in the hips?
Yeah, decently upright. But if you stand too upright, well, then now you're turning it into an ab exercise because you're loading your arms downward and you have to keep yourself tense to stay there. So I'll hunch over it. Or if I'm doing a hard one, I'll put my head to the side of the cable and kind of wrench it a little like that. Not for all of them, but for some of them.
Okay.
And then dumbbells is just dumbbell curls. It's hard to beat.
Seated, standing, supinated.
Would they count as different movements?
Yes. Got to pick one.
Well, I guess I'd have to just pick standing.
Standing, supinated.
So more of a classic twist of neutral at your hips into supinated.
Yeah.
Because with some movements, being able to change the load completely changes the style of the movement. Because I could do the 30s and really hold it and squeeze it, or I could try to do the 70s and have it be a much heavier kind of brunt sort of thing. So that's all right. We're getting close to
6 now, so you got 4 left.
Yeah, so 6 now. I can chill on shoulders because I haven't done a real shoulder workout for years at this point because they're already big. They don't, relative, my arms need to grow. So I would want to add a forearm curl cable.
Okay.
So you're holding the 1D handle, cable up here. I'm loading it down this way. This is the force.
Okay.
And I'm just doing this.
Okay.
And it's not a huge movement.
Yep.
But it's enough where you actually kind of thicken this up. And I used to do a ton of that. And then my forearms got big enough and then I never did it again. At least
now you're back on it because the arms have caught up.
Now I'll add it a little more. But it's, And honestly, I think it was a joke that Hugh Jackman or Stallone worked their forearms like crazy. Because when you're acting, you're not always shirtless, but you're usually sleeveless. And having big forearms makes you look extra cool. So I guess after that, I'd probably have to add a calf raise just because.
Standing, seated?
Seated. Seated's a little bit better.
Okay. Even though you're going to be hitting, I can always get these the wrong way around. Gastroc versus
soleus, whatever. Yeah. For me, I feel it, and my calves will grow from it. So I've got my own anecdotal evidence of it worked.
Okay. Got 2 left.
So the next one has to be the cardio bike, which not many people would add because they're thinking, I don't even need to do cardio because it's not in their mind. But that's, so seated, and then the pedals are where my feet are over here. So it's kind of a reclined.
So a little bit further back.
It's a reclined position. And it's the easiest one.
Little backrest.
My torso does not move. So I can pedal as much as I want. And I'm just sitting playing my phone for 30 minutes. You can do it and also make it easy.
Have you got a preferred machine for that? Do Precor make a particularly good?
And some of them, they have little handles. Sometimes the handles are too close to where your knees are and you'll bump your knee on them. That's my only gripe. But I'm not picky. The one I have at my house is it's the equivalent of one that you would get for free if you picked it up from the side of the road. But it still works. Okay. And actually that one's harder on it reads harder because sometimes the math that they do to calculate calories burned, it's not completely, because if someone like me pedaled for 30 minutes at X difficulty at X speed, an Olympic cyclist or a marathon cyclist could do it at the same speed and the same difficulty, and he would actually burn less calories because he's more efficient, and I'm less efficient. So it's not necessarily always aim for the same number. It's like, I know the feeling of like, this is hard, but it's not too hard. Like this is the right energy expenditure level.
I did that I've been getting into incline treadmill walking to get to zone 2. Zone 2 for me is really hard to hit. Yeah. It's like way faster than a normal walk on the road, and it's way slower than a jog.
Yeah.
And
my incline preferred is like 3.5%.
For me, 3.2 at 15 is nice, but I don't know what the metrics are of the whatever the machine is that was in the UK, and it was 3.2, 15, and I was like, this doesn't feel right. Okay, I'll just keep going up. 4. Like 4 still doesn't feel right. 5. What the fuck is this number?
Like
it got to 5.3. I'm like, it's about there.
The speed is off.
Yeah.
Is that miles per hour or kilometers?
I don't know, because it wouldn't be kilometers over here, because it would still be miles per hour. Whatever it was, the exact same. I can go to a new machine, and after you don't even need that many sessions. What? 20, 30 sessions before you go, I kind of understand how I'm supposed to feel and where my heart rate's supposed to be at, like just by a sense of breathing. Exactly. Okay, so you got one left. What's left?
Yeah, one left.
What haven't we done? You haven't touched abs. You haven't touched glutes directly. You haven't touched shoulders directly. What else is missing? I think that's it. Lower back, I guess. If that's
in a bodybuilding sphere, you'd want your lower back developed enough where it's got like a little texture. But if it gets too big, it'll take away from your waist, because the whole point is this illusion of wider shoulders and a smaller waist. So now that they're already developed, I probably wouldn't. I don't hit my abs because they get worked, kind of secondarily from even doing dumbbell curls. I'm keeping myself stable. Like once they're there and you're actually still working out, they're not going anywhere, because and then every time you look at yourself in the mirror, you're gonna flex them. Like they get worked enough to be maintained. So that's why there's not a lot of ab workouts. Because I did a lot before, and now they're just not going to go anywhere. Like same with shoulders. So, I'd have to. I'm a little reluctant, but I can't think of anything else I would want to do. I'd pick the adductor machine. So that's where you're squeezing your legs together.
Okay, why?
Makes your legs a little thicker in the middle, because it's this whole kind of like system of like kind of. It ties in kind of below your knee, more hamstring, but it's this sort of just piece right in the center where if your adductors were completely undeveloped and you just stood up straight with your knees straight, you'd have a really big gap between your legs.
And you think you wouldn't be able to fully get that with the extension?
Well, the extension is just quad, because that's a quad, like a knee flexion, and this is like leg. Well, I don't even know what you call it.
That.
Yeah. The joke is it's, I don't know, there's like 2 versions of a joke, because they'll call that one the ball crusher, because that's what you're squeezing legs together. But the older, like the joke that people would say before was that was either the good girl or the bad girl machine.
One's forcing it apart, one's forcing it together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I don't want to perpetuate that name, but that's kind of a reference to those.
Okay, very good. Before we continue, this might be the most refreshing flavor that Element has ever made. It takes the classic taste of lemonade and makes it functional, giving your body back the sodium, potassium, and magnesium that it loses when you sweat. No sugar, no junk, just the stuff that works. I've been drinking Element for over 3 years now, and it genuinely feels different when I take it versus when I don't. And they back it with the best policy, you see that I've ever seen. No questions asked refund, no time limit. You don't even need to return the box. That's how confident they are that you love it. Plus, they offer free shipping in the US. And right now you can get a free sample pack of all of their favorite flavors with your first purchase by going to the link in the description below or heading to drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. I'm like Neo in the Matrix, dude. You're not going to win. That's drinklmnt.com/modernwisdom. Ah! Thank you very much for tuning in. Ooh, a tasty morsel of a conversation for you there. Well, full meal available right here. Go on. Press it.